I give you the shooting vest, the David Saxby shooting vest. It's my own pattern. I copied it from lots of others. Been around for quite a while. This is 22-ounce Lovat Mill cloth, but I think this is an exclusive one. If Lovat Mill ever had anything left over in quantity, I'd be straight in to buy half a roll or a full roll of it and make some exclusive pattern out of it. Now this is Alcantara on here, which you may have come across before if you have a Lamborghini, or if you happen to have been decorating the Louis Vuitton shop in Paris, because they've used it for wallpaper in Paris, and the interior of Lamborghinis is covered in this stuff. It's an artificial leather, or artificial suede, but it's better than suede, because you can sew through it quite easily. It's really easy to hand sew, machines well, and it can be dry cleaned. See, the terrible problem if you use a real suede or leather patch on this, you just can't take it to the dry cleaners. You have to take it to a specialist leather cleaners, and awfully complicated. So don't use real leather on this, use this Alcantara. It's very, very expensive. I was incredibly lucky. I went to Kempton Park Antiques Fair, and a chap that brings stuff over from France had this roll of cloth, and I looked at it, thought, oh, it's like Alcantara. It's obviously not, because it doesn't say Alcantara on it. And so, how much is this stuff? He said, it's £5 a metre, mate. And I said, all right. And I thought, well, I'll buy a bit of this fake Alcantara. I took it back to the shop. That's when I saw on the edge, it's just sort of stamped on like an imprint, not actually written on there, Alcantara. I bought it for £5 a metre. I tried to track this guy down. It took me about 3 months, and I finally tracked him down. And he said, yeah, I've still got the rest of it. Right, I'll come to Kent Park. I bought the rest. I said, well, how much do you want? He said, well, same as before. And I thought, okay. So I bought a full roll of Alcantara. When I got back, I didn't know at the time, I checked the new price. When I bought it from the chap, the roll looked sort of fairly narrow, and with my sort of knowledge and experience of looking at rolls of cloth, I thought there was half a roll there. But it's very thin stuff, so the roll's not as big. So I made a mistake. The guy that was selling it also made a mistake. I said, well, how much is there? He said, your guess as good as mine. I said, well, it looks to me like half a roll. You're happy with that? He said, yeah, it's got to be about right. When I got it back as a full roll, that's sort of 50 metres of Alcantara. If I wanted to buy it new, which I would never be able to afford, it's like £6,000 worth of cloth. And now I've got enough Alcantara to last me for trimmings and things like this and little cuffs for the rest of my life. And it's actually beautiful stuff to hand sew, and you can dry clean it. But yeah, this is my shooting vest. These are for cartridges, and also worn just as a thing. Dog walkers like them. And I almost used Lovat Mill tweed almost exclusively. This is one pattern. I think I've got about 40 different patterns of this. Here's another. And incidentally, I always had a thing about linings. I would just not use any kind of viscose or polyester linings, even though they might be used on Savile Row. I don't care. All my linings have to be that traditional 100% cotton or alpaca, if I could still get hold of it. So this is a lining. I think it's only used by myself and military tailors now. It's 100% cotton. I get it from Germany now. Pity we can't get it made in England, but yeah. So I have these available for callers to the storeroom. This is a size 42. Pretty much got all the sizes if anybody needs one. We're still in the season, and +4s too. Now, I've got vintage +4s, which sort of come down to your ankles. If you look at historic pictures, +4s are a completely different thing. I've been in tailoring an awful long time. I've never heard in tailoring anybody say anything else but +4s. And then suddenly I started hearing this word +2s. I don't know what that's all about. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. But these are my +4s. I think this might be, no, it's a different pattern. Again, made from Lovat Mill. And we sort of make a bit of a compromise. So some we make in the sort of breeks style, which people are, especially first time users, a little bit happier using, a sort of a narrower cut breeks style, and they're excellent for cycling too. But standard plus fours, I've been making these quite a long time now. See, these look sort of fairly longer than the breek style, but they sort of fold over your boots like that, make a sort of flap. Yeah. Another pair coming up. These are a little bit shorter. These are more in the breek style. This is a 22 ounce Lovat mill cloth again. I do them sometimes fully lined. Some people are incredibly sensitive to wool, but they're shooting people, and so they have to have their tweeds, and we'll line completely, including the seams will be lined with cotton. I've never used zips, nothing particularly against them, but yeah, you can sew a button on, but you can't fix a zip in an emergency. Yeah. So we've just always gone traditional with, and I'm very lucky. I've got a very large stock of real horn buttons, and most of the button manufacturers that were in this country have gone out of business. There's still a good stock coming from India, so we can always get horn buttons.